today I will be showing you how to write from the polynomial from zeros. So if we have a polynomial, 2x, x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, then if we want to solve this, we can first take the factors, so x plus 3 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now we also have a property saying if the product of two numbers is equal to 0, so x times y is equal to 0, then x or y has to be equal to 0. So in this case, we would then set both of these polynomials, or factors of the polynomial, equal to 0. Once we've done that, we'll solve for both sides. So x is equal to -3, or x is equal to -2. So these are the zeros of this polynomial, and assuming that we only have the zeros, we can actually reverse this. So the zeros are -3 and -2. So we can reverse this process by setting each of the zeros equal to x first. And from there, you would solve so that x plus something or x minus something is equal to 0. Set one side equal to 0, obviously. That's another way of saying that. From there, you would multiply all of the zeros together. So if we had 3 zeros instead, we would also multiply that. So x plus 3 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. And from there, you would multiply it out. So x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. And then from there, you would simplify it to x squared. Oh, my pen is being dumb. X squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now, obviously, these two, let's see if I can get it. But obviously, these two are the same polynomial, and we created one of the polynomials by taking the zeros that we got from solving one of the polynomials. So let's say you have a question that states the zeros are, or let's say it states that 0, in this case, is 5i. Now, because i's and even square roots are complex or imaginary, they will always have a negative or a positive pair. So in this case, it would be plus or minus 5i is equal to x. So from here, you would solve either x is equal to 5i or x is equal to negative 5i. And from there, you would get it to both sides. So x minus 5i is equal to 0, and x plus 5i is equal to 0. And then you would multiply these together. So for this, I will be using a chart because it's a little easier to follow. And for this chart, you just simply do this, and then you say x and negative 5i, and x and 5i. So from here, x squared, you have an x squared, you have a 5xi, or 5ix, it doesn't matter what order you put it in, and then negative 5 ix. In this case, I'll do the opposite. And then you multiply these together, so negative 25i squared. So first number is x squared plus 5i ix minus 5xi. I'm switching these to just show you that it's the same thing. And minus 25i squared. Now, since we know that I is equal to the square root of -1, then obviously, if you square it, then I squared is equal to -1. So in this case, we can say, so from here we can say negative 25 times -1, and these two cancel each other out, so all you have left is x squared. So the polynomial in this case would be 25. 2x squared plus 25 is equal to 0. But this is really important that you don't forget this.